What is up guys, Wraec is here with a new video, and today I want to talk a little bit about Scarlita, because it feels like we haven't really done so in this season. We haven't really mentioned her a lot in this season, and last time I got a comment under my video that said, wow, Scarlita is back. And also, we recently had a very nice clip with her. It was at the end of my video about Satrana, which you should still check out, and there was a very cool clip that showed when Scarlita can really work, and maybe we'll show this in this video again. My idea was, okay, let's try her out a little bit in PvP, let's make her work. Sadly, we couldn't do so on the Pioneer server because they just closed that. So yeah, it's closed till the next patch, which means we kind of only have to use mine, which is Paragon 1 Scarlita, a little bit low at plus 20. We don't have the Mythic Charm set. That being said, Charm buff isn't really too great. It's 24 crit when casting ultimate, against 32 crit damage boost and a little bit of HP recovery. Doesn't really get a lot better at Mythic plus 2, so really isn't too insane. The thing about Scarlita though that makes me worry, and that I want to show you guys in the gameplay right now, is her passive ability. And her passive ability is when a battle starts, Scarlita blinks to the backline, ascends to the sky and hovers above the battlefield. And then she recovers energy, increases attack, and she is in the battle for 15 seconds. 15 seconds where she's just in the air. And in this meta, this is crazy, and I want to show you guys that. Just so you get an idea of how long 15 seconds are in a battle, I had to set this team up specifically for this purpose of not defeating the enemy, not being defeated by the enemy, still fulfilling the conditions of Scarlita's true damage, and living till 15 seconds. It is really not easy at the moment. So now we are actually reaching the point where the 15 seconds are over. We do have the Paragon advantage. It's not yet the 15 seconds, we're at 14 still. Or even still 14, now it's 15. So now, once this animation ends, she will come down from the sky and I guess, yeah, there she is. There she is. Actually did pretty well, and we got to see an ult. So, like, she actually killed 2 enemies there, and then with the ult, the third one. Wasn't too bad, nonetheless. Look at that damage. 38 billion damage there from Laika. Well, we got 6 billion. Granted, way more meaningful damage from Scarlita. We can watch this again at double speed because, well, this was of course to show the 15 seconds how long this is, and that's why we didn't go for double speed there. With a ton of damage that lands on the enemy, but of course gets healed because Laika does her damage, well, in kind of small potions every now and then, or small portions every now and then, while Scarlita delivers pretty big damage in one single hit, which is in general better to take out an enemy as they can't heal back up from that. But here we see the enemies that do get killed are already very, very weak by Laika. So yeah, 15 seconds in this meta is an eternity. It is an absolute eternity. And just for comparison, this is a fight that recently happened. Jamiva attacked me and tried to fight my defense team. Just my regular defensive team fighting Jamiva. So a regular team comp in this meta, already a little bit sustaining with Cullen over here. And we can see how quickly this battle is decided really. So at this point, Scarlita still wouldn't come from out of the air. Still, at this point, wouldn't come out of air. And at this point, now we're after 15 seconds, which I didn't even expect to reach. Yeah, she would probably not have landed by now, even though we have passed the 15 seconds at this point. And you could see, we already were fighting here with pretty tanky teams. And still didn't or barely made it to the 15-second mark. And this 15-second mark, I think, is just a horrible thing. For support, she just isn't strong enough in my opinion. Just her buffs that she provides, the little heal, the bit of energy, the self buff from the attack, that just isn't very impressive. She becomes impressive of course once you have a Paragon advantage and get to profit from inspiration. But if you're in a Paragon disadvantage, or if you are in a situation where none has any advantage over the other, none of the teams does profit from inspiration or intimidation, and it's just like on equal footing, then it's really not too impressive what she does there. I mean, it used to be very insane to just provide the shield and to just be able to buff Fist Death and Magic Death a little bit. But now we have that in Twins, that and so much more. And at the same time, if you want to have a support that gives you a ton of shields, we also do have that. We have Hugin, and we have seen what he can do in Khafra matches, in matches where we really want to buff a single hero and want to see what this hero can do. In those situations, The attack buffs and shield buffs from Hugin can be truly insane. You wouldn't want to replace him with a Scarlita, which is kind of sad, because her abilities are really, really cool. We used to really like her insta-kill abilities, we used to like her Mythic Plus, but Scarlita deals 2 damage if there are at least 4 surviving non-summoned allies other herself on the battlefield, which gets a little bit lower to 3 surviving non-summoned allies other than herself, which means 1 hero can die. That is great. But having like 3 allies, or if you then upgrade it, 4 allies still alive after 15 seconds in this meta, that is nearly impossible. I mean, you have to keep in mind, we do have something like Athalia now. Like Athalia in a regular matchup against somebody delivers pretty quick kills. So let's just watch this fight. I put in Athalia in this fight. We both buffed Athalia with a ton of attack. It's just a little bit of Dunlinger because we are fighting a Sharkia comp here, of course, from Brownie. By the way, check out Brownie in description. Also did a very nice video recently about Athalia and about some PvP defense teams that I can fully recommend to you guys if you care about PvP. The Sharkia team, that is the one we covered yesterday, basically with a few minor changes. He buffs the Harak a little bit more. And I would just want to show you guys and make you guys think a little bit about this. About how ridiculous it really is to think that a hero could still be alive in 15 seconds into a battle within the current meta. We don't have a season skill at this point. Just want to show you guys this. No season skill, nothing, not even using that. If we go with Graveborn and stuff like this, and Celestial skills or something, or Graveborn and the Storm Strike spell, it becomes even more ridiculous. Look at that. That was not even the 15 seconds reached, and we cleared out the entire enemy team. And you can do even more so the same if we were to, for example, not counter that Harak. And let's show that. Let's just go ahead and show that Sharkia team one more time, because we have a wonderful opportunity here, and we just have to do basically this. And doesn't really matter who we place there. It will be pretty quick battle. We can put Granaya in there just because it's a little bit ridiculous. And let's see, once that Sharkia jumps over, that is the reality at the moment. That is the reality at the moment. That is the reality of damage at the moment. I want to show you guys the replay. That is how it looks like. And in this situation, you want to put in a Scarlita and make her wait for 15 seconds somewhere in the air, doing essentially nothing. The time is sadly really over. We have to say that the time is sadly over. We have better true damage heroes. And Scarlita, in my opinion, is really the first hero where I say, right now, right this moment, there is really no reason to summon her anymore. And that is tough, because many went for her, I went for her, I really liked her. But right now, don't see it. You can, if you want to have like the insta-kill ability that she has, you can go for and get like a Siren, which is very, very much so better, or you go just get an Odie. And for PvP, just having 15 seconds without doing anything is just no longer worth it. So sadly enough to say, I think the Scarlita time for the moment is over. Question is, can she make a comeback? And I think every season there is this opportunity. The first opportunity is, of course, in just getting a nice season charm. We saw this just a second ago. Shark here with the wonderful season charm that gives him the splash damage. We explained this yesterday in the video. Just this alone, already a huge change to him and already a huge buff. And this can, of course, also happen to her. And the next thing that can happen is, well, we could just get a very nice Celestial buff. I mean, this one is really cool. Last season was really solid. We haven't yet actually seen a Celestial Hypergene skill where I would say, oh, this is the super meta one. We haven't seen one that is really bad. All those that we saw were really solid. I think this is kind of the sweet spot. Like for AFK Journey, I don't think they really want to make a Celestial Hypergene skill that is super strong. Because in a way, people would feel angry about this, I guess, because they would say, oh, now every whale is like super, super strong. I have to say, interestingly enough, and maybe we can talk about this, I do have every single Celestial Hypergene hero, but it's not like I have them super highly upgraded, like aside from Cryonaya, obviously. So in that regard, it wouldn't even be great for me to have such a meta. But yeah, so it's not super strong. If they get a super strong meta, I think Scarlita, putting her into a team could still be interesting. But right now, there's just so much that is way stronger than just doing that. You could just put like a Siren into the team, and what he does in those 15 seconds will be far superior to everything Scarlita does while she's in the air. So I think For this season she's done. For the next season maybe we get a little bit more of a sustain meta that really allows going towards like 15 seconds. We saw it a little bit on the Pioneer server, and for that maybe check out the video I did about Salazar. We sadly can't really show proper gameplay right here, because mine is Supreme Plus. That really won't fare well against some likes of Atraxio or Brownie or somebody. They will just destroy him just because he has no rivalry sets. But stuff like the Enhanced Force on him, that gives him a huge shield, or in general, Cullen being a very, very defensive hero, stuff like that could very well introduce a sustain meta at one point, and then maybe we do see a comeback of her. So, anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure you check out Loot Bar, especially this time around. There is actually something interesting. Loot Bar has introduced this wonderful packet that we have, a wonderful package from the Noble Path, the secret trip for the Sunrise package. This one where you get 30 stellar crystals and stuff. They have introduced that now at a discount, of course, on Loot Bar. And they told me, Wraec, please go ahead and make a little bit of a giveaway on your server. And we have done so. And there is now this channel on my Discord server that you can check out, and there you will find a link that will lead you back to Loot Bar. And then if you buy the Sunrise package or Sunrise Passage package through Loot Bar, through this link, there is a chance that you get an $8.50 coupon. I reckon it will be pretty high winning chance on this, honestly, because if you go through that link, not many will do this on this Discord giveaway. So it will be pretty good chance for you to get an $8.50 coupon back, which essentially makes this pack free if you win the coupon, and you can use that for maybe the next Sunrise Passage or the next Noble Path that just comes along our way. And yeah, that always gives a ton of loot, so you should get this if you are a low spender, at least if you're free to play. Of course, I mean, that is a different story. So now please tell me your opinion about Scarlita down in the comments below. Were you one of the people that summoned for her at the beginning of the game? I reckon if you were one of the persons that started the game when it was actually released, you might just be one also having her on the account. Tell me all of that down below. Tell me if you think she will make a comeback. And other than that, I wish you a great day. We'll see us in the next one.